This is an amazing garden, and Chris, you say that there's about 18 inches of topsoil.
That's right. We use what's called the American biointensive method. And when we first built this garden, we dug it 2 shovelfuls deep, about 15 to 18 inches, and we incorporated lots of compost, another trick for organic farmers. And now that those gardens have been fluffed up and fed with compost, we never step in the soil again, or the compaction will make it harder for the plant roots to grow.
Now, is that a process that you use in your other microfarms?
It depends on the site. As it's a new site, I often start with the rototiller because it takes a couple months to start it by hand, and then convert parts of it to double dug biointensive beds. Some of the sites are much too big. This being one of the smaller gardens, it's easier to manage this way, and it can make a small space more productive.
That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Chris, it looks like there's a strong spiritual connection, and your model provides organic food to families, to a few families. Is that the limit of it?
Well, no, it goes much farther still. On one hand, we're participating in a general revitalization of agribusiness in the food industry. The food industry as it operates now is sick, and it's making us sick. And one way of revitalizing it is to make strong, local, vibrant agricultural economies. And so I'm one of 8 or 9 CSAs in the Rochester area. The FiacreGardens is one of them, and there are many more local projects happening like this across the country, kind of a grassroots groundswell.
Are there any organizations locally that are pitching in to help?
Yes, I've had a tremendous amount of support from St. Joseph's House of Hospitality, for which I'm really grateful. The community there has been so much behind this every step of the way, and continues to help me materially and with moral support. And now, just most recently, the St. Joseph's Church in Penfield and First Baptist Church in Penfield have teamed up to work with the Microfarm on a gift garden. Now, the gift garden would be an area of 5,600 square feet at First Baptist Church that will be used for growing carrots to be given to food pantries, soup kitchens, and meal programs in the city. The church volunteers are going to be doing the growing, and the churches are tithing for the material expenses, and I'm designing the gardens and supervising the volunteers. Right now, in August of 2009, we're planting winter carrots, so we'll have small, sweet snack winter carrots to give to these programs come November, December, January, and we'll be looking for volunteers to help us grow them, volunteers to help us pick them and deliver them, and even volunteers to help store them in root cellar arrangements. We're hoping that on that space we can grow about 1,500 pounds of carrots per year.
Wow, that's a lot of carrots.
Yeah.
That's great. And those, where would those carrots go to?
Well, so far we've identified 6 partner agencies. First is the Penfield Food Pantry, which is right there quartered in Penfield First Baptist, and St. Joe's House of Hospitality Soup Kitchen, Bethany House, the Catholic Worker House for Women in Transition, Grace of God Recovery House, a small home for people recovering from alcohol or drug addiction, and Alternatives for Battered Women, and perhaps 1 or 2 small residential programs for ex-offenders who are just coming out of prison and reintegrating in the community.
Oh, that's really amazing. That's great.
Yeah.
Is this something that other churches can get involved in?
Oh yeah, definitely, Marty. I feel that the major connection for all Christians and all people of compassion are the works of mercy, such a strong point in the Catholic Worker movement. And here, of course, we're focusing on the work of mercy of feeding the hungry, particularly with the gift garden. And there's room for volunteers to come and help garden and help harvest, but there's room for churches to advance their pastoral mission as well. You have a great little brainstorm here of using it as a tool to build stronger congregations, using it as a means of cultivating earth stewardship as part of our Christian vocation. Family focus. I love to focus on the whole thing of eating around the dinner table with local food, with your local family.
Probably, would you consider this a little bit healthier food than normal?
Yeah, healthy, nutritious food, and becoming aware of nutrition and diet. These are all needs that affect all of our congregations, as well as preserving the planet. The third most polluting thing that we can do, the Union of Concerned Scientists has ascertained, is to eat agribusiness meat. So just to substitute local meat for that makes a huge reduction in our carbon footprint and the pollution impact on the biosphere, and to substitute organic local carrots for pesticide fertilized carrots that have been packaged, industrially washed and trimmed, and then shipped across the country. We're saving all of that fuel and emissions. So, and as well as being healthier and happier to eat a tastier product.
Well, that's great. And Chris, I want to thank you so much for the time and for your incredible effort with this beautiful garden. And,
you're welcome,
it's really,
Marty.
really amazing. It really is.
I hope that we have a chance to have a tour of some of the other gardens in the Microfarm someday soon.
Chris, how could people contact you? Let's say people like me who want to volunteer, or church organizations. Can you give us an idea of how they can get a hold of you?
Sure. The best ways would be either by email or telephone. The email address is the name FiacreGardens, all one word, FiacreGardens @yahoo.com.
Okay.
And the phone, 288-1073, area code 585. And I welcome calls all the time to ask about the CSAs, to ask about buying surplus food, to ask about volunteering, or how your church might get involved in a Works of Mercy partnership.
Thank you so much, Chris. We really appreciate this. It's inspirational.
Thank you, Marty. Bless your heart.